The Divine Feminine, an album by Mac Miller.
The Divine Feminine.
The Divine Feminine.
Am I supposed to? Okay. Love. Love, 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 love.
Sex.
Love, 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 love.
Sex.
The sun don't shine when I'm alone. I lose my mind and I lose control. I see your eyes look through my soul. Don't be surprised, it's all I know. I felt the highs and they feel like you. See a love like mine's too good to be true. And you too divine to just be mine. You remind me of the color blue. Girl, I'm so in love with you. Yeah. Girl, I'm so in love with you. Yeah.
What is up, you culture fanatics? Welcome back to the final episode of season 1. It's been quite a ride. I kind of go over future plans for the podcast at the end of the episode. I really appreciate you guys watching, and I know there's been a few people that have been really dedicated to this, so I really appreciate you guys sticking around and showing your support. We're going to kick off today's episode. Playing us in was Congratulations by Mac Miller from The Divine Feminine. Great album, great song. Highly recommend you guys listen to some of his music, including the song. He died of, I don't know how many years ago, but he died from an overdose, and he's a great musician. So I highly recommend you guys go take a look and listen. Today we're talking about love and dating in 2025. It is a different animal, I will tell you that. Just kind of speaking from experience, it's a tricky route to go down. You really gotta be ready to sit there and search. It's not going to be easy. I mean, dating's never been easy, granted, but dating now is really not easy. Like, you really have to be ready to lock in and kind of be prepared. You're going to go through quite a few, like, I'm not going to say situationships, but you're going to go through quite a few people trying to find your person, and this is the way it is, and that's okay. It's what it has to be. Dating apps are obviously going to be your go-to unless you're in college. College is going to be a little easier for you to meet people. Obviously, you're going to class with people, you're seeing people on campus. A little different there. More power to you. Unfortunately, I'm not a traditional college student, so I'm kind of giving my perspective on it. But yeah, dating apps are kind of where I've kind of went more towards, is because, like I said, I'm not a traditional college student. It's a little harder for me to meet people. So there's that. My recommendations: stay away from Tinder. Stay way away from Tinder. Tinder is, excuse my language here, if there's any of the older generation watching, but Tinder is for fucking. Tinder is for hookups, and that is basically it. Like, granted, you'll find a couple pretty good people on there, but you're going to have to do some real digging. I'm talking about weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks of digging. I personally recommend Hinge. Hinge is kind of, you're going to find actual people that want to date. You're going to find people that are more lined up with you morally. So there's that. Luckily, Hinge has a lot of filters where you can narrow down by politics, by religion, height, whatever, age, where they're from, what they do. So there's definitely a lot better quality people on there, I will say, just because, like I said, you're going to be able to find more what you align with morally. I will shout out, if you're a Christian, definitely go on there. There's a lot of Christian, well, at least from the guy's perspective, there's a lot of Christian women on there, so that's definitely really good. I know I shouldn't really talk about Christianity a lot on here, but I'm going to. I'm a Jesus freak. Anyways, whatever. Don't like you don't like it. It's fine. Um, but yeah, no, it's definitely a different animal. I think that uh, old school dating is out the window. Not completely out the window. Like I'm sure you can still go out and meet people and still go meet people at bookstores and stuff like that. I'm sure that's still a possibility. But just from my experience, it's almost out the window. A lot of it's switching over to phones, unfortunately. Um, a lot of it's due to post-pandemic, honestly. A lot of people were cooped up in the house, and they were all. That's how people were trying to find love at the time, was through their phones. So I think that's a lot of people got comfortable with that, and that's kind of what a lot of people did. And obviously, a lot of the pandemic kind of played a mental strain on people and kind of made people a little less social, if I'm being completely honest. I mean, at least from what I've noticed, like going out to bars now is not the same as going out to bars uh, as it used to be. Like I went to Dallas about 2 months ago, and you can tell nobody wants to be approached in there, guys or women. Like, granted, after you get some liquor and obviously you're gonna loosen up a little bit, but it's still it's a hard game to play. So, um, it's definitely gonna be one of those things where it's like I hope you're ready to sit there and lock in and try and really look. I mean, that's just what you're gonna have to do. I mean, I've been single now for not technically a year and a half, but long-term relationship-wise, a year and a half. I'm not saying I haven't met some great people. There's also different ways you can kind of approach it. I use Snapchat to meet my recent one, and great person, no hate at all. Anyways, yeah, no, I had to work a little harder for that just because, honestly, she was kind of what I'm going to mention here in a little bit. She kind of aligned more with that, which is not a problem. A lot of people are that way now. I'm more of an old school person, so I wasn't. But yeah, you can meet people that way. It's not a bad way. You just have to work a little harder at it. It's fine. You know, Great experience. I didn't have a bad experience with it, so it's whatever. Um, but yeah, no, a lot of people are kind of switching to more slow paced dating and staying single is what I've kind of noticed. Just because I think a lot of people are. I'm not going to say scared of commitment. I think they're more scared of vulnerability. Because there is a lot of bad people out here nowadays. I mean, you see it in the news every day: domestic violence, domestic abuse, sexual abuse. It's a lot. There's a lot of that happening more than ever now. So I understand why a lot of people are trying to stay single. It's you don't want to go out there and meet somebody like that because you don't want it to happen to you. So I completely understand. Like I'm not bashing anybody for that. But yeah, a lot of people are choosing to stay single just because they're tired of swiping on dating apps. It sucks. I'm gonna be honest. It sucks. You do the same thing every day. You get up, you swipe, unless you're paying for premium, which I really don't recommend. Don't do that. Don't waste your money. Just you don't need to sit there and swipe that long. Um, but yeah, it's exhausting sometimes, because a lot of people are actually looking for real relationships, and it's not just coming hand and feet. So there's that. Labels are another thing. A lot of relationships are going like situationships, friends first, short term, long term, casual. It's very confusing. So I highly recommend you figure out what you want before you go into dating and really stick to that. Stick to your morals and stick to what you really want in life. Because situationships are stupid. I'm going to go ahead and say that. I'm going to give my 2 cents on that. Situationships are very stupid. What do you mean you want to hang out and flirt and date and break up for like a month and come back together and then keep doing it? It's stupid. Friendship first is actually a great one. I'll give that one its flowers. That's a great one. I highly recommend it just because it gives you time to really get to know somebody. It gives you to really that time to really open up to them, kind of see if they're actually your kind of person on dating. So I will give that one its flowers. That one's great. Short term's also stupid. Same as situationships. Casual. I'm not gonna say casual stupid. It's just not for me. I know for other people that's kind of what they're into. It's kind of like I said. It's whatever you're into. You know, it doesn't really matter what I say. It's whatever you feel like. And I think another thing that kind of disturbs dating a little bit now is politics. Politics play a huge factor in dating now. If you lean one way or the other, it can go bad for you. I mean, I'm moderate, so I kind of sit right there in the middle. I don't lean left or right, so it works out for me. But I know for other people, it's a challenge, you know. But it's really all like I said. It's all about you and how you feel and how you want to attack the game. I'm not saying don't put yourself out there. Just be careful for one, and remember, it's going to be a process. So I really hope you keep that in mind. It's going to be a process. It's not going to be easy. You're just going to have to keep on keeping on. Pull up my quote real quick. Quote for this one is going to be from a great movie I really love. It's from a rom-com. It's called When Harry Met Sally. The quote goes, "When you realize you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody, you want to spend the rest of your life. You want the rest of your life to start as soon as possible." Great movie, great quote. That's another quote that you really kind of need to look into whenever you're dating too. I think that really plays a huge factor. So closing this out, like I said, I really appreciate you guys watching. I know it wasn't a long season. I know I'm kind of pushing all these videos out like one after another, but I really want to get these out to you guys and hope you guys enjoy them. DM me on like what you guys would like to see in future seasons. I'm probably going to take about 2-3 months break, just kind of catch up on sleep, catch up on getting moved in here. Like I said, I really appreciate you guys showing your support. I've received numerous DMs and snaps and messages, just kind of showing the support of people watching, and I really appreciate you guys. Like I said, and also DM me some ideas on what you guys would like to see in the future. You know, I'd like to kind of take this out of the living room, obviously, and kind of go out to like the golf course or go do fun stuff like that, and kind of post that on the TikTok channel. So, like I said, it's been a pleasure, you guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Playing us out will be "Ordinary People" by John Legend off his Get Lifted album. I highly recommend this song as well, especially if you're in the process of getting engaged or, you know, getting married. Great song to use. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate you guys. Much love.
Girl, I'm in love with you, but this ain't the honeymoon. We're past the infatuation phase. We're right in the thick of love. At times we get sick of love. It seems like we argue every day. I know I misbehaved and you made your mistakes, and we both still got room left to grow.
Right now. What is a baby gonna do?
And though love sometimes hurts, I still put you first, and we'll make this thing work. But I think we should take it slow. We're just ordinary people. We don't know which way to go, 'cause we're ordinary people. Maybe we should take it slow. Take it slow. Oh, oh.